Hey, welcome to Mullen Stock. If you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications by hitting the bell so you never miss any of our uploads. And also remember that this is not a financial advice video. Today we will discuss Mullen. I will share some current data points with you, discuss what shorts have done, and talk about who is essentially buying now. So Mullen closed today with a 12% loss. Something seems to be happening after hours. Currently it's up by 2.15%. But it had reached up to 8% after hours. In reality, whatever happened after hours was not based on any solid foundation. However, today marked a new 52-week low, an all-time low of $0.19, with a bit of high volume. 57.7 million shares were traded, while the average is 44, but overall, it has been a pretty crappy week for Mullen as it closed with a 36.86% loss, all in the red. To make things worse, there was a big operational update this week, in which there was a hole in EPI for M1. Technically, as a side note, I would like to say I don't want to get into that right now. But as a result, Mullen or David achieved a milestone. Yay, another milestone? Still, technically, overall it has been a pretty crappy week, which is a bit strange because if you look at cryptocurrencies, many were on the rise, meaning people's risk appetite was increasing. So when we talk about Mullen, normally it logically moves in sync with many assets like Bitcoin and Ethereum. But when we talk about Mullen, it just does its own thing. And additionally, when we come to situations that cause it. Throughout the day, I posted this. If you pair it with shorts again, this is another day when it's very likely that insiders are selling some of their positions. So it's very possible that in the future, wherever possible, they will exercise their warrants. Again, another very disappointing day. In the end, retail will only have to see that the stock is being manipulated entirely by shorts or insiders. And when I talk about insiders, I'm talking about Akitas in Asia. So just remember that I know some people have picked up on this, but when it comes to this, it's been a very interesting journey. Just that little positive thing that came today, I want to share with you. That's the business. Dad contacted Brad from Randy Marion, who said that the dealer license will be in by the 15th, within the next week. So Wednesday and finally the production of Class 1 vans is starting. But the strange thing is that some interesting transactions are happening after hours that I want to share with you. And it's kind of funny because I actually told you how Canada is encouraging investing in EV itself. So I said RBC, maybe they're doing something, maybe not, and the weird thing is that they've started again. So these are some transactions that happened after hours. Transaction code 795. So this is a routing code for RBC. You can go and see that at 4:05 p.m., a transaction happened for $526,000. And just below it, transaction code 795. So at 404, it looks like a transaction for 1 million shares. Unfortunately, the downside to this is that you can't say if this was a buying or selling transaction because you normally see what transactions happened before or after to roughly tell if it was a buy or sell. But this time, there was no change. So we just have to sit and wait for the upcoming 13F. Which might come in February, to see what transactions RBC had in Q4, whether they were buying, selling, or whatever responsibilities they had. So it seems these are all the transactions. 1, 2, 3, 4. It seems to be around 5 million or about 4.5 million. Then, once again, it gets a bit interesting when we talk about this. But today, shorts have fully taken advantage of this scene. In today's shorts, there are approximately 1.47 million shares, which have been shorted by 14.65% of free floats. In total, 57.75 million shares have been shorted. The average cost for borrowing is approximately 12.84%. And as I indicated, perhaps only toxic lenders were selling some positions during the day, just to make room for the dilution of their unexercised warrants, because it can be said that these were not shorts. So if a big player was selling their position at this stage, I don't know. According to Interactive Brokers, short availability shows that about 200,000 shares can be shorted. And when we look at the new 52-week low and all-time low created today, it seems that about $46,000 worth of inputs were purchased, while calls were only $35,000. So despite the new low, it seems people are hopeful it will go even lower. Looking at call options, there is also no optimism there. The strange thing is that 2,000 call options at a $5 strike price for January 19th were bought. But nothing else significant is happening. And all options for the November 10th expiry date have expired worthless, which is a negative aspect of options trading. That's why I always suggest researching options thoroughly because they can be very profitable, but are also a gambler line. Still, I'm just saying, you should always do your own due diligence. So tell me, what are your thoughts on Mullen? What do you think about RBC being involved? And what are your thoughts on getting the dealer license rubber stamped next week? Do you think Mullen should announce it, or what is your perspective on this? And really, what do you think about Mullen dropping about 40% this week? Have you had the courage to buy anything, or are you waiting for something? What's your perspective? Guys, that's all we have for you today. What is your opinion about Mullen Stock? Get involved and let us know in the comments down below. Thank you for watching.